But I wanted to get your reaction to yesterday's testimony by Bill Schultz from Schultz's Fruitridge Farms in Mattawan before the Securities and Exchange Commission on a proposed climate rule. What did he have to say, and what is the issue here?
Yeah, let me talk a little bit about Bill. First of all, he knocked everybody's socks off. He was great, and these are some pretty hardened, cynical Washington D.C. types. And he came in and was just very earnest, very knowledgeable, spoke just eloquently about his family's farm, and they're from Mattawan, and the challenges that being in agriculture have for families like his. So the issue is the Securities and Exchange Commission, which was created to regulate publicly traded companies, has outside, I would argue, its legal and certainly its traditional bounds, put this proposed rule together that would force any publicly traded company to not only report on its carbon footprint. And by the way, most do already. It depends on how it affects its business, right? But it would force them to go and track all of the carbon footprint and uses of any of these types of products into their supply chain. And so, for example, the Gerber baby food, which I used to represent for a number of years. You know, Gerber is a publicly traded company, Novartis out of Switzerland, so it's a publicly traded company. You have family farms literally surrounding Fremont that supply all the peas and carrots and corn that go into those jars of baby food. It would force a company like Gerber to then go back to those family farms and say, we need to know how much fertilizer you are using, how much diesel fuel you are using, all of these very complicated formulas. Same thing is happening with farms like Bill and Bill Schultz's farm. They would, even if it's going into a co-op, they would then have to, anytime they would sell to anything to a publicly traded company, this publicly traded company would be forced to go back in and force Bill and other family farms like that to give them all this information. Well, there's no compliance department. There's no legal department. It's tens of thousands of dollars is the estimate that has come out of what this is going to cost even a small family farm. And oftentimes, this is part of Bill's point, oftentimes they might have a year where they've got all the same inputs, all the same costs, but they get half the yield. And that's based on whether it's weather or whether it's blight or whatever that might be going on. And so this is not what the Securities and Exchange Commission was created for. The EPA was created for that. There are other fiscal agencies that are. And so pushing back against that was a very, very important voice. He got great questions from both sides of the aisle. He had a great story to tell, and I think really made an impact in the debate that we had.
All right, good to hear. Congressman Bill Huizenga has been visiting with us this morning on WKZO. Lots happening these days on the legislative front, and we appreciate you bringing us an update this morning.
You got it. Well, thanks, Ken. Appreciate it. Good to be with you.